in the Gold Cup. Let's talk about the MLS players, and I want to talk about the striker position with Patrick Agyemang. We see him get the start, get the nod, Brad, to the striker spot. How much of this do you think for Mauricio Pochettino is it on the fence that it's between Agyemang and Haji Wright, who we saw come on in the second half?
I think everything. I think in a tournament, the one before the World Cup, if I'm one of those strikers, I would understand and know that whatever job I'm doing in this tournament is maybe going to get me, in that World Cup squad and maybe a starting spot. So I think both players will be going out like that. Pochettino will be watching. Right now, it looks like it's Agyemang's spot to lose with his performance against Trinidad and Tobago. Also, Brian White not doing himself any favours against Switzerland. So it seemed like, that was almost handed to him from that performance. I didn't think Agyemang was clean in front of goal, as clean as I've seen him. He still needs to brush up because when they're playing against, stronger teams, you're not getting that many chances and you're going to have to put one away. Even the goal he gets, it's basically Diego Luna's. And I'm a number 9 that love my tapping, so I'll take it. And Agyemang, well done. But Haji Wright, come on, showed some life. It's a nice goal. So yeah, it's up for grabs, but it's very important what these two players do in this tournament.
I thought Agyemang set the tone physically. And I think that's something that the U.S. has been lacking for like 18 months now is they've been playing soft. They've been getting kind of manhandled and just put up against it almost immediately. And Agyemang, like Brad said, he was not clean. It's not just in front of goal. Like some of his link play, it was not the beautiful. It wasn't Didier Drogba out there. But what he was doing physically to the Trinidad and Tobago center backs, that created the space that Luna and Tillman and McGlynn needed to, I think, make some pretty attractive soccer happen. And also, look, man, Agyemang's pressing leads to, it was Agyemang and Tillman in conjunction, but the two of them together, that led to the turnover that led to the first goal. And that matters too. And when you look at it, this is just building off the performance we saw from him against Canada in the third place game in Nations League, because he was one of the few U.S. players who really matched Canada's intensity in that game as well. And I think Pochettino's at the point with this group where it's we got to win the street fight first. We don't have enough talent out here to just say, we're going to beat you by playing soccer.
And that's why Agyemang has the advantage, because you have to look at these players if they're not scoring a goal. Yeah. If the game, if they're not getting chances, how are they helping the team? And Agyemang, on his day, with his attributes, is a striker you do not want to see. You don't want to play against him. So that's why I will give him an advantage, but he has to clean up in front of goal. He has to, especially going into tournament football.
And that's the thing. Haji Wright was a guy who scored for fun this past year in the championship, and he came on and he showed his quality as well. But if I'm Pochettino, I'm not taking from that, we got to get him into the starting lineup. I'm taking from that, after an hour of having to deal with Pat Agyemang, having to deal with Haji Wright is something that opposing center backs are not going to want for the final 30 minutes. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out these next two games. I know that Saudi Arabia aren't full strength, but they're traditionally a pretty good team. Should be a pretty good test. I want to see what these guys can do as it kind of steps up.